I just recently fixed one of these Philips N2221 C-cassette players, and this unit was not spinning the motors, and it turned out that the belts were broken. And it was basically impossible to find what kind of belts this player uses, but you can still buy replacements from eBay. Of course, the sellers don't want to give the exact details so that you can buy the belts directly. Belts like these usually cost around a couple dollars, and you have to pay like $15 for the set from eBay. I'm going to measure the belts and share this information in case someone wants to buy the belts a bit cheaper. The bigger belt has a diameter of 70 millimeters. The closest one I could find was 70 millimeters, 1.2 millimeters thick, and the smaller one is 20 millimeters with the same thickness. Or you could use 20 millimeters and 2 millimeters thick, or maybe even 18 millimeters and 1.75 millimeters thick. The player was previously opened, so it just held together with couple screws. Remove the handle and open it carefully so you can get it open without ripping the battery cables. In this case, the belt hasn't actually snapped, but instead it has actually melted inside the player, so I need to clean it out as much as possible before replacing the belts. And I'm using some isopropanol and dentist picks to get it off. And I also used some cotton swabs and paper to wipe it clean. Here you can see how the belts have melted all over the cables, but luckily it's not conducting material, it just makes a huge mess everywhere. I'm removing the cover for the motor, and there's also more to clean here. The melted belts behave pretty much like black silicone. It is very sticky and kind of hard to wipe clean from the metal parts. I got most of it out from the parts, and then I just have to guess how the belts are placed. So the small one goes here, based on some pictures, and putting the longer one is a bit hard, but we just have to bend some parts here and maybe we can make it fit. We have to move this part of the belt to the other side based on how it runs from the motor. So this is how the belt should be set inside the player. And as you can see, I hooked some power in the player and the motor runs fine now. Here I'm testing some of the buttons to see how the smaller belt behaves. And all put back together, the final check is to see if the spindle actually rotates. It was quite an easy fix, just be careful with the power supply.